Hey, what's up, fam? Second week back with the Fairy Tale anime, and I finally got to one of the scenes that I was really looking forward to seeing animated, and that was the badass roar dropped on Blue Note when he and Natsu kind of. I wouldn't really call it a clash. I'd say it more of just like an encounter, really. But it's kind of the episode itself. We got relatively close to the anime without too much of a difference, or the manga, sorry, without too much of a difference. We had Wendy and Sharia going up, taking down some of the fodder members of Orochi Finn, as well as Carla joining in, taking out a couple people, and then with the big guy steps up, Blue Note Stinger from former member Grimoire Heart, rolling around with Orochi Finn this time, and he immediately puts down Wendy, Cheria, and Carla to just have Natsu kind of show up, and the increase of gravity doesn't really do anything to him. It's pretty much just he doesn't even notice it for how strong he's gotten within the year he went and trained. Blue Note then kind of remembers Natsu as the foot soldier kind of fodder compared to him that he was at the time, not what he is now. Obviously, not very much to his delight shortly after that. And oddly enough, Natsu forgetting, still funny. I don't know how he remembers Blue Note, but they bring up a bit of a good point later on that they in a scene they added into the anime about that. About obviously there being bigger threats that happened back on Sirius Island, but I really liked the addition in the anime that once Blue Note was like, this guy is he's a threat. He drops his black hole spell, immediately goes for his biggest thing, and Natsu's roar just kind of burns right through it. And I just think that was a good addition to kind of hype Natsu up, that Blue Note would immediately go to his trump card, even though that roar just burnt right through everything Blue Note threw out there and proceeded to one shot him. That was I really like what they're doing with Natsu's fire in this new animation style. It looks a little bit crisper than they had before. I really like the added a little bit more added glow, and this more of the flowing or like red to orange and yellow kind of looks to it. It just looks a little bit, I would say just a little bit more crisp, as I keep noticing putting out there without without the best detail. But after the fight, obviously Orochi Finn surrendering, because what are they going to do at that point? And we get back to them being in Margaret. And this is what I was saying is something they added I thought was really good, is when they Natsu was thinking about uh, you know Blue Note not being much on his memory because he had more to think about. Looking back on that arc with the fact that Acnologia attacked, and we actually get a little bit of a little cutaway to human Acnologia, which I thought was a little bit weird for them to do, because we don't see him in that state until a couple chapters later, like well after the Avatar arc, which they're getting towards now. They ended up showing Juvia at the very end of the episode. They had a preview for showing members of them like Arlok and Briar. We're looking forward to seeing Briar. And even though she was such a short time, I still like Briar. And the whole that stuff with Gray and his Demon Slayer mark coming back and taking like slowly kind of creeping over his body. It was a really good episode. I really liked seeing that part with obviously the roar. I've been waiting for that for a long time. It's been a couple years, and I really wanted it to happen. And I wanted them to enhance the scene somehow, but they couldn't extend the fight without kind of taking away the fact that like this whole part was like showing how strong Natsu got, that he could one shot someone like Blue Note. But they just did it by adding the black hole, which was, I just thought it was done really well as a very, very small but meaningful addition to the fight without altering it, which was great. So I look forward to the next couple episodes especially. I knew this episode was mostly just gonna be of that scene, and then the stuff with Wendy and Sharia, which was good for their character, them being buddies. But the next couple I keep saying chapters, next couple episodes should be pretty good leading up to all this stuff with the Avatar cult. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to those bits. So if you like my content, you like this video, maybe give it a thumbs up and maybe, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. But thank you anybody who is subscribed. If you like my stuff, I do mostly manga stuff, Fairy Tail Eden Zero, Black Clover, as well as other mangas and anime stuff, the Fairy Tail anime, Goblin Slayer, and Radiant. And I'm looking for a couple animes to add to that roster. But yeah, otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.